Hi Year 3s, this is Lesson 1 of Geography for Week 4. So, our topic for Geography is Earth, and we are going to be focusing on what is under our feet. Today our learning objective is to describe what you find underground. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to recognise that there is rock under all surfaces, list the layers that make up the Earth, create and label a cross-section of the Earth, and compare the Earth's structure to a familiar object. Now have a look at the picture. Imagine you are digging this hole. In a moment, I want you to pause the video and think, what is at the bottom of the hole? What different things might you find as you are digging? Where would you end up? To help you answer those questions, you might want to think about, what is under your feet right now? Could you dig a hole straight through the earth to the other side? You can share your thoughts with any grown-up or even brothers or sisters you have at home. You can pause the video now. Now close your eyes and imagine you are being lowered down through the sinkhole and I am your tour guide. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board the Underground Explorer. We start our journey today in the topsoil. If you look to your left, you will see the roots of various plants, including grasses and flowers. The roots grow here to absorb water from the topsoil. As we descend, you will notice that the soil is becoming more sticky and lighter in colour. We are now in the subsoil, which is made up of clay and some rocks. On your right, you can see the roots of an oak tree. They grow this deep so they can take up the rich nutrients found in subsoil. Keep your eyes open as we descend through the subsoil, as you may start to see some fossils as we get nearer to the bottom of this layer. Our final destination today is the bedrock. This is a layer of very hard rock, such as granite, limestone, or basalt. We organise separate mining trips to investigate this layer. Please put on your protective suits as we continue our journey through the crust of the earth and into the layers below. We will first travel through the mantle. As you can see from the onboard thermometers, this layer is hot liquid rock or magma. Please do not touch this as it will cause serious burns. Below us now, you will be able to see the outer core. Please be prepared for some bumps as we travel through the outer core. It's not all liquid and does contain some rocky lumps which may hit our vehicle. Our final destination today will be the inner core, a large hot ball of iron and nickel which melts in the outer core to form magma. Thank you for travelling with the Underground Explorer today. We will shortly be returning to the surface. Please leave your heat protective suits in the vehicle and do not exit until we have reached the crust. Okay, you can open your eyes now. I hope you enjoyed your journey underground. Here is a recap of what lies beneath the feet. The first layer is called humus. This is the very top layer of soil made up of rotting dead leaves and animals. Then we have the topsoil where plants grow their roots, very few rocks here. Then beneath that we have the subsoil where there's more rocks and stones and clay. This soil is full of nutrients. Tree roots may reach into this soil and you might find fossils here. And then lastly, we have the bedrock, which is a mass of rock such as granite, basalt, quartzite, limestone, or sandstone. You might find fossils here. The earth is also made up of various layers. We have the crust, which is a thin outer layer of cold, hard rock that covers the earth. It is 10 kilometers to 90 kilometers thick. Then we have the mantle, which is extremely hot rock that often flows like treacle and is 3,000 kilometers thick. Then we have the outer core, which is mostly made up of iron with some nickel. It is over 4,000 degrees Celsius. It is mostly liquid with some rocky parts. The outer core moves around the inner core, creating the Earth's magnetism. And lastly, right in the centre of the Earth, we have the inner core, which is made of iron and nickel, and it is the hottest layer of the Earth at over 5,000 degrees Celsius. It melts the metals in the outer core to form magma. There is a worksheet that I'd like you to complete now, which you will find on the website for this week's learning. You can choose whichever worksheet you think you can do. Now, if you don't have a printer, don't worry, you can just draw and write it in your writing books. Watch this video comparing the Earth's structure to a peach.
You probably think that your planet is solid all the way through. Well, it's not. It's rather like a peach, because the Earth is actually made up of layers. Imagine the peach stone in the middle is the Earth's core. Around the stone is a thick layer of peach flesh. This is rather like the Earth's mantle. This layer contains molten rock, called magma, which is like thick, gooey custard. Finally, we get to the skin. We call this the crust, and it's a thin layer of rock on the outside. That's the part that we live on. Sometimes, the magma forces its way through the crust. When this happens, it can form features like volcanoes, and the red hot flow is called lava.
Okay, think about the following questions. How is the comparison accurate? How is the structure of the Earth different to that of a peach? Okay, finally, here's an extra fun activity for you to do if you like. Why don't you try and have a go at making a model Earth using modelling clay or Play-Doh? Don't worry if you don't have clay or Play-Doh. You can always make your own Play-Doh at home. You will find the simple recipe on the website too. Now, if you don't have the ingredients, then don't worry. I've made the Play-Doh at home and you can just watch me make the model now. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to make a small ball of red clay. Okay, this is the inner core. And then you roll out a thick yellow sheet of clay, which I have here, and you wrap it, okay, and then you wrap it around your inner core, like this, okay? Then you repeat this with a layer of orange clay, okay? So I'm going to wrap it around, forming another layer. And then you roll out a layer of a brown clay, and wrap around your model Earth, okay? And this is your crust, okay? Like so. Can you see I've wrapped it all the way around? We've got our layers. And then finally, you could add a very thin layer of blue clay to basically be the sea, outer layer of the Earth, okay? So, just done that here, wrap it. Here's mine. I'm just going to wrap it over. So this is my Earth, now complete, okay? So, finally, you cut your Earth very carefully in half to see all the layers inside. Now remember, for this step, you make sure you get a grown-up to help you, okay? Because they will cut using the knife. So I'm just going to cut my Earth in half, and I'll show you my layer. Oh, it's gone a bit, but anyway. And there you have it, our layer. So there you go, you've got the inner core, and then you've got the outer core, then you've got the mantle, And then you have your crust. Okay, right, so you can have a go at doing that. Okay, so well done for all the work you've done, and stay safe, and I'll see you again soon.